Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are driving the MG Astor and we are at the Perth International Circuit. Now of course we will be taking the car to the track and we'll be putting it through its paces, but before we do that, let us just talk about the design, its features, the cabin, the space, the practicality, and find out if it has what it takes to take on the likes of the Kia Seltos, the Hyundai Creta, the Skoda Kushaq and the Volkswagen Tiguan. So over the next few minutes, whether the MG Astor is good enough to take on this segment or not, that's exactly what we're going to find out. Now at first sight, if you are thinking this looks pretty similar to the ZS EV or the ZS that is sold internationally, well, you're absolutely right, because basically this is what is sold internationally as the ZS. But because MG is selling it as the Astor in India, they have made a significant number of changes, the most prominent being this grille. Now they call this the celestial grille, and you can see this pattern because this resembles the meteor shower that we see in the space. So this particularly looks very good, has a lot of chrome which a lot of Indians prefer. So it goes in sync with what customers want. Of course, you've got these sharp looking headlamps and they've got these nice looking DRLs. Of course, there are two DRL elements. You also have these jewel type elements on the lower side. So the front look that you get when you combine it with this huge grille and the sharp creases around the bumper and the lower part is a very dynamic face. Once you move towards the side, you get these handsome looking new 17-inch alloy wheels. Now these look particularly good and they fill up the wheel arches good, give the side stands a very nice sporty air. And also, if you look at the side profile, you can see that the roof line starts to taper off once you go past the B-pillar, and that gives the Astor a nice dynamic proportions and a very sporty look. Even at the rear, you've got nice sporty design which gels well with the overall design of the vehicle. And in short, what you get is a compact SUV that looks smart, it looks modern, but most importantly, it looks premium, and that's precisely what most customers in this segment ask for. Step inside the cabin of the MG Astor and you are greeted to what I personally find to be one of the best looking cabins in this segment, and that is because of this color that MG has used in the Astor. Now this color that MG has used looks really nice. It gives the car a sporty and at the same time a premium flavor. And of course, if you do not like this look, you can always opt for the usual black and white colors as well, but that depends on the variant you're going in for. With the top variant, you'll have this very good looking interior, and of course it's got this soft touch leather finish even on the top front, so you get a very good premium feel from the cabin. What you get here in the center console is a touchscreen infotainment system, and it's a really nice unit, works well. It's got a simple user interface, and of course, like we have seen all MG vehicles are, this too is a fully connected vehicle, which means it comes with an embedded SIM. But for a change, this one has got a Geo SIM inside it, and because of that you also get some Geo specific apps which of course enhance the overall connected experience you get with the vehicle. Like with every other MG vehicle, you can still use your smartphone to remotely start or stop the vehicle. You can track your vehicle, you can Geo fence it, and you can do a lot more other things. You can also get a lot of vehicle data onto your smartphone. So all of those features are there in the MG Astor, and of course as far as connectivity is concerned, this is one of the best vehicles in the segment. The instrument cluster here is a fully digital unit, looks good, has got loads of information, but the best part is that the design is such that it's easy to decipher information on the move. It's not one of those confusing digital layouts. It's a good looking digital layout, and that is what a driver wants. So full marks to MG in terms of designing the instrument cluster. The steering wheel too is a nice flat bottom steering wheel unit, and it's got the usual controls on it. Feels nice and chunky to hold, has got a good premium feel to it. Even if I speak about the build quality and the material quality, there is little that I can fault. It looks good, it feels good, it feels as if it will last through the test of time for years. And that is precisely what you want in a premium SUV. If I talk about features, well, the Astor is loaded with features. Now, one of the talking point of this vehicle has been the ADAS level 2, and this is the first vehicle in the country to have level 2 ADAS capability. Also, one of the other segment first feature is the AI assistant, and this is a very good smart looking interface that you get here, and it's a very dynamic interface because it keeps changing its emojis as per your conversation, and it sounds quite silly that you can have a conversation with the car, and of course it's not what you want in your life. But yes, this is one of the best vehicles to have a conversation if that is what you want. You can ask it anything. This is powered by Wikipedia, so you can ask it anything. You can ask even random questions, and whatever's there in Wikipedia will be transferred onto your screen and through audio. Also, you can use voice commands, so you can use those commands to operate the side windows. You can also open this huge panoramic sunroof, and you can do a lot more. Talking about the panoramic sunroof, well, this is the largest panoramic sunroof in the segment, and it really gives a very nice and airy effect to the overall cabin space. It's already a spacious cabin, and this adds further. In terms of connectivity, like I said, it's a connected car, but you can also connect a lot of devices. You've got two USB points here, there are two at the rear, and you've got one for the dash cam here, so there are 5 in total. The miss, in my opinion, in this cabin is the fact that when you compare it to the likes of the Creta or the Seltos, this does not offer ventilated seats, and surprisingly, it does not come with wireless charging, which is sort of a norm in this segment. So those are a couple of misses, but beyond that, it gives you everything and a lot more beyond that this segment has to offer. But that's about the front. Now, how's the seat at the rear and what's the space? Let's find out. Get inside the rear seat of the MG Astor and the good experience continues. In terms of space, well, I do not see any reason for a lot of people to complain because there is abundant space in the rear seat. Now, I've got the driver's seat adjusted to my driving preference. I'm 5 feet 8 inches for reference, and you can see I have a lot of knee room to spare. I can easily slide my legs under the driver's seat and get a good comfortable position. In terms of headroom too, there is a lot of space, so even if you're someone who is taller than me or you're close to 6 feet tall, you still wouldn't have problems in terms of space. Talking about the seat itself is quite nice. I like the cushioning, and even the backrest angle is quite nice. You've got this good cushioned armrest here. It has again these dual cup holders, and of course this large panoramic sunroof adds a lot to the space and the nice effect of being in the rear seat here. That said, one thing that could have been a little better is the rear seat under thigh support. For me, right now, this under thigh support is fine, but if you're someone who's taller than me, this could be a little underwhelming. But then again, it's not off by a big margin, and at the end of the day, it should prove to be a comfortable space to be in for most people. So if you look at it from an overall perspective, the Astor offers you a very modern and a premium looking cabin with good space and comfort, and of course, good number of features and connectivity. Now, one of the other interesting features about the Astor is the fact that you can operate the vehicle without the physical key. And that means all you need is the smartphone. So as long as you have the smartphone paired to the vehicle, you can use this basically as the key. Now, right now, I do not have the physical key with me. I just have the smartphone, and all I need to do is approach the car, and when I come close to it, automatically the car senses the location, the presence of this digital key, and it unlocks. And all I need to do is It's, well, I get inside the car. Even if I need to start the ignition, I again still have no requirement for the physical key, and all I need to do is press start stop here, and the moment I get a message of success, I can crank the engine up. And that makes it a very smart feature. Now, before we go ahead and talk about the performance of the Astor, let us first talk about the much hyped Level 2 ADAS system. Now, this involves a host of features that makes driving easier and safer. Now, it includes features such as adaptive cruise control. That means it functions like a normal cruise control. You can set the speed, but this being an adaptive system, if you have set it at say 80 kilometers an hour and you're driving along and you come across a vehicle in your lane which is driving at 60, the car will automatically bring down its speed to match the car up front. And if you change the lane, or if the car in front changes lane, the car will automatically speed up to the set 80 kilometers without any requirement of an input from the driver. It also comes with lane keep assist, lane departure warning. So that means as long as the roads are marked, as long as your lanes are marked, it will warn you if you are changing lanes without any indication. And if you are going along on the road where there are wide sweeping turns, the car can also steer itself, but you need to keep your hands on the steering wheel. After a few seconds, if you do not have your hands on the steering wheel, the system will turn off. It also has again a system which can recognize road signs. So if you have it in the intelligent mode, there's of course a manual mode where you have control, but if you put it in the intelligent mode and you're driving at say 80 kilometers an hour and there's a speed sign that says 50, the car will automatically detect that you are in a 50 kilometers per hour zone, bring down the speed from 80 to 50, thereby ensuring you remain within speed limits and you do not get fined by the cops. And that's not it, it also gets autonomous braking system. So in case you are not attentive enough and the car senses that there is going to be a collision, there's an imminent collision, the car will give you a warning, and if you still do not pay heed to the warning, the car is capable of braking itself and coming to a complete halt, thereby avoiding an accident or minimizing the effects of it. Now, speaking about the performance of the MG Astor, well, as far as engine options are concerned, you get two of them, both of them being petrol. There is no diesel engine on offer. You get a 1.5 litre petrol engine, which is the lower spec engine, and you also get a 1.3 litre 1349cc to be precise, which is the one that we are driving right now, and that is the more powerful version, and that develops a healthy 140 PS of power. In terms of power, it has enough to get going and there's not much of an initial lag. There's a hint of a lag initially, but you tend to overcome it pretty quickly, and once you do that, you get in the good power zone and the car accelerates quite handsomely. I mean, it's effortless as far as overtaking on the highways is concerned. There shouldn't be any problem at all. Even the gearbox, the automatic gearbox that we are driving right now, the automatic gearbox has been paired to the engine well, and as a result of that, performance is good. The gearbox responds well to throttle inputs. It is not slow, it's not blazingly quick either, and that's what you need to understand about the Astor. When you drive the Astor, it's got good amount of power, it's got a good gearbox. It's not a car at the end of the day for the enthusiast though. It is a car that is smooth, it's refined, it's comfortable to drive, it has enough power to keep you entertained, enough power to make a quick task of those long overtaking maneuvers on the highway. No problems with that. But you need to keep in mind that this is not a car you would buy because you enjoy driving. That is not the purpose that the Astor serves. But beyond that, like I said, it's got everything. It's smooth, it's refined, it offers a good driving experience. Also, one notable mention is the steering. It comes with 3 modes, and you can actually put it in dynamic. What that does is it gives you more weight. The steering has more weight, and you just feel it to be a bit more engaging. You can of course go in for the urban mode or the normal mode that lightens up the steering. So basis wherever you're driving, if you're driving in the city traffic, so you can have it easy and light. If you're going up a winding road, you can have it in the dynamic mode and enjoy your drive. So that is again one feature that no other car in this segment has. As far as handling is concerned, I've been belting the car around the both international circuit. I would say it is a stable car. It handles well. Straight line stability is not a problem at all. The braking is nice, and the brakes also give you decent amount of feedback, so good in that respect. And of course, like I said earlier, it comes with ADAS level 2, so that's a good thing. In terms of handling, again, like I said, in terms of powertrain, it's not sporty, but it is a composed vehicle. It will not make you feel nervous around corners, so you can go around those winding roads up on the hills and you can still have fun. But it's just not a sporty car. And for me, the Astor is a vehicle that is more aimed at a person who is looking at a vehicle that can do it all. So it is comfortable, it is refined, it is smooth, it is stable, it is composed. It can do pretty much everything, and that's pretty much what most Indian buyers want. This is pretty much close to being the master of all trades. And at the end of the day, you get a vehicle that delivers a very refined and a premium driving experience. And that brings us to the end of this video. And unlike many other videos, I do not have the price to share about this car because the prices haven't been announced yet. But considering the track record of MG, I am sure MG will price this very aggressively. And for me, the sweet spot would be if they can start this somewhere close to about, say about 10 lakhs and top it up, end the range at about a little under 18 lakh ex-showroom. If MG can pull this off, I'm sure at this price and with the kind of features, the kind of driving experience and the kind of ADAS level 2, the advanced technologies that this car has, it should be a sure shot winner for MG.